Hey guys, we have the confirmed official patch notes for September 28th. We're going to go through them with you guys today and show you some changes. We did have some leaks yesterday, but this is now confirmed, so I want to go through it and inform you guys on what's going to be going on. So starting off, this is pretty cool. Remote Stadium is going to be playable in standard battles, so we get to relive the glory days of Zapdos. So I think this is pretty solid. I think this is a pretty solid thing. I want to see the maps in rotation, and this is probably a little insight into a future of possible map rotation in ranked, which will be really interesting to see. But I do like that we can play Remote Stadium again if we choose to in our standard battles. That's pretty solid because sometimes I miss the Remote Stadium. It was a very different feel, very different kind of game, and hey, it's a reason to play standards, which is pretty solid. We have a tutorial coming for emblems, which is kind of cool. I do really want to see more tutorials in the game. That's pretty solid. My biggest complaint with the game, if I did have one, wouldn't be anything like matchmaking. It would generally be the fact that we don't have enough tutorials. I want to see more tutorials because I want newer players to be able to be introduced to the game easier, because the game's really overwhelming for newer players and there's so much going on, and emblems just really add to that. So this is really cool to see. I'm glad. Thank you Timmy, for adding tutorials. Honestly, genuinely, thank you. Now onto the Thea Sky Ruins. Rayquaza's health has been reduced. Now this is pretty interesting. I liked that Rayquaza was really bulky, but you were seeing in a lot of your ranked games, especially your solo queue games, that Rayquaza really wasn't being taken down a lot of the time, and people were ignoring it. So this is probably the way of encouraging players to take Rayquaza down. I'm not sure what this will mean for the game. I don't know how much it's been reduced. They haven't really told us here, but hopefully it's not too reminiscent of the Zapdos days. They've adjusted the amount of experience points and energy gained from some of the wild Pokemon. I wonder if this is for the better or worse. They're not really telling us here. I would like more information on this. If anyone does have any, please leave it in the comment section. It would be incredible. But this is all they've given us for now. Now on to some balance changes. Cramorant's Air Slash HP recovery has been reduced. Now, it wouldn't be a balance patch if they didn't nerf Cramorant. Let's be honest, guys. That's just how this game works. So that should change a little, not too much. Mr. Mime is getting gutted. I'm happy to see this. Mr. Mime has been dominant for so long. Anyone who playing the game is well aware that Mr. Mime has been a running threat that is a nuisance. You could be 1 year old, smashing your head into your controller, and probably wipe out the enemy team. So I'm really glad to see Mr. Mime getting gutted. They are nerfing Psychic and they're nerfing Power Swap. Those two moves together are having their damage reduced, and the slow on Power Swap is being reduced as well. And it is pretty impactful from what I've seen on the PTS. That's really good to see that Mr. Mime is genuinely just being gutted. Now, Glaceon. This nerf doesn't feel like enough. So they hit the skill cooldown on Icy Wind. Now, this is going to stop the 100% uptime at certain points in the game, but when you're level 11, you're still going to have 100% uptime on your abilities. So maybe this is just making the power spike come a little later, but I don't think this is really going to stop Glaceon being the threat that it is, and I would have liked to see more of a hit to the damage, but we'll have to see how it is in play. Hopefully it is enough. So with Charizard, Fire Punch is getting a buff. This is pretty cool. Charizard's in a really strong spot, and I like to see Fire Punch getting buffed because no one's really used that in a while, and it's a fairly good move, to be honest. So the skill cooldown has been reduced, which is really solid, and the enhanced effect of shortening the skill cooldown every time you use a basic attack is also, well, they've enhanced that as well. So that's really cool. You're going to be spamming your Fire Punches a little more, which is really solid to see. Charizard's in a very strong spot. Unite skill, Earth Rush. I haven't seen this. The effect applied to yourself while using the skill has been changed to immunity. Oh, so is Charizard getting hindrance immunity now, hindrance resistance now, sorry, instead of unstoppable? If that's the case, that's crazy. I'm not sure what that means. That could be a rough translation error there, because this is on the Korean website. So if anyone knows what that means, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure that means that Charizard is going to be getting hindrance resistance instead of unstoppable, and that would be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty crazy, and that's pretty solid to see. Next, we have Absol. Okay, this is Pursuit. Follow-up is Pursuit. I just looked this up. The next auto attack will stay empowered for a less amount of time, and that's what this means. So the duration of the effect on yourself has been shortened, which means that when you use Pursuit, you'll have less time to use the basic attack afterwards. So they're nerfing Pursuit on Absol. I don't think this is particularly strong anyway, but some people seem to love it, so I guess sorry to those guys. Okay, so this one's pretty big. Kilgado is Aegislash. Aegislash has been very strong right now, and they're actually nerfing Aegislash's Shadow Sneak in the early game. Now, it's not being nerfed on wild Pokemon, it seems, just opposing Pokemon, enemy Pokemon. I could be wrong there, but that is, Aegislash has been really strong, so the early game is taking a hit, but they are buffing Iron Head. The increased cooldown reduction when blocking an opponent's attack, that's going to be even more. So they want to steer people away from the Wide Guard step, but Wide Guard is just so strong right now. So I don't really know if I see that happening unless this is a huge number, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see that they're hitting Aegislash not too hard. They're just kind of hitting hone edge in the early game. So I kind of respect that change. All right, guys. So match itself is actually Buzzwole, and Buzzwole is getting a massive buff. The attack stat is getting increased across the board, which is really, really solid. The early game is actually getting a buff, which is really huge with both Fell Stinger and Mega Punch getting a buff, which I'm happy to see because Buzzwole's Secure has never really been that good, but his level 5 Power Spike has always been solid. And they're buffing the offset as well, which people aren't really using, which is Smackdown and Leech Life. So I'm excited to see Buzzwole get some play hopefully after this. Really, really cool to see. Really cool to see. Hey guys, this was my favorite change of the entire patch, other than the Mime nerf, of course. But Azumarill is getting its levels changed to 4, 6, and 8. That is crazy to me. So Azumarill, who was already decently strong to me, which wasn't really meta because yes, it did fall a little behind the others, is getting a humongous buff. You are going to get your power spikes at 4, 6, and 8. That means you're going to be evolving at level 4. You're going to be getting your second move by level 6 and your Unite move at level 8. Azumarill is going to be a threat, and I can't wait to see everyone playing my baby, the Azu. I'm so excited for this, guys. This is genuinely an incredible change. Blastoise is finally getting the love it's needed for so long. Turtle King's a pretty obvious one. So Water Gun and Skull Bash are getting buffed, which is huge because the biggest thing on Blastoise for a long time has been you just can't farm on this Pokemon. You can't hit your power spike. So buffing Squirtle is massive. They're also buffing Surf, which is pretty solid, is getting a cooldown reduction, and the Unite skill is going to be easier to get to, a shorter cooldown, which is really solid. So Blastoise may be a threat once again, which I'm pretty excited to see. Pukram here, this is Wigglytuff. Pound damage to opponent has been increased, so that's pretty solid to see. Magical Shine cooldown has been reduced. I believe that's Dazzling Gleam. That's pretty cool to see as well. Some buffs for Wiggly. And also, Starlight Recital is going to be up more often. So you're going to be able to use that big shield and unstoppable team buffing Unite move a lot more frequently throughout the game, and that's going to be pretty cool to see. So Wiggly, I think, is already so close to being there. This may be the little buff that it needs. Yaron is Slowbro. Water Gun on Slowbro is going to be increased, which is pretty solid. So in lane, you're going to be a little stronger with Slowbro. That's pretty cool to see. Surf, the cooldown has been reduced, which is pretty solid. Same with Telekinesis. And it's easy to get your Unite move on Slowbro now, which is crazy because it's such a strong Unite move. This is pretty cool to see just because Slowbro has fallen off a little bit. The lack of mobility has made it a lot less likely to be chosen on this map. So this is really cool to see. There seems to be some music. Music is Mew. I don't know why I said music. Yeah. The enhanced attack dealt to opposing Pokemon has been reduced, which is really good. really good. Thank God. Mew's boost has been too ridiculous. Fast movement. Fixed an issue that prevented them from passing through walls they could pass through. Oh, that's weird. That's a weird bug. That's a really weird bug. But yeah, they've definitely... This is good. The enhanced being nerfed is massive. This is not going to make Mew bad. Mew is still the best attacker in the game by far. They need to do more, but I'm glad that they're touching it bit by bit and not just gutting the Pokemon immediately. Other than Mime needed to be gutted. That was too much. That was too much. Phantom Bedguard. This is Gengar, and this is Hex. So the range of Hex has been shortened, which means that a lot of you guys saying Gengar's broken, now it will be less broken for you guys. Gengar has been a bit frustrating to deal with, I will admit, even with the Hex build. So yeah, it can't Hex as far now, so less range on Gengar. Next, we have a few bug fixes, and that's it for the balance patch, which is pretty solid patch. This is the official patch coming out the 28th of September. This is from the official Korean Pokemon Unite website, and this is really cool to see. This will shake up the meta for sure. The Mime nerf is massive, and now we can actually explore Thea Sky Ruins properly as it was meant to be played. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.